Thank you for the honor of representing an industrial perspective on the topic. What I'd like to present today is some simulation examples from industry, the role of computational modeling in product development, impact in the advances in computation, and then thoughts on what's going on in emerging markets. So on the slide here, we have some examples of problems that GE is working on tackling. On the left there, that's part of an aircraft engine. And we're running simulations right now at Oak Ridge National Lab to improve fuel efficiency and reduce weight in the part of that. Of course, we have DNA here and genomics. We're looking at massive databases and personalizing medicine to tailor drug therapies. The pink fire you see going across there is turbulence in jet output. That's a simulation being done at Argonne National Lab. The 3 gold cubes are alloys that we're modeling at a molecular level to try to determine properties around hardness and thermal conductivity and such. The meters representing smart grid. We're trying to do simulations to understand energy transmission stability. Going back to the aircraft engine on the left side there, just to give you an idea of what we would like to be able to use computers to solve. Each one of those little spokes that you see in the wheels there is what we refer to as a blade. In the full engine, there's 1,000 of those, and we represent that with 5 million geometric points. It takes 60,000 time steps to go through all of the airflows through in the kind of simulation that we would like to run. Today, we do a scaled-down version of that at Oak Ridge, and it takes about 3 days to run that simulation. The thing I just described is 250 times as intense. And that's where we would like to take it. And I can actually drown that example with other problems, too. So as we think about the scientific method, you develop a theory, you test it, and there's tools that you have to do that test: math, experimentation, simulation. And simulation is really the recent way of approaching that. It's an entirely new instrument, like a microscope or a telescope, to see things that you couldn't otherwise. And for centuries, we've applied other methods, experimentation. I eat the white berry, you eat the red berry. The tribe decides, I'm going to eat the red berry because I dropped dead, and we conducted an experiment. For centuries, we've done theory and thought about things like gravity and geometry and such, but simulation takes those to a new scale. It's not without its limitations, however. There are the things that are listed here. They can be dangerous or prohibited by treaty. This is why we have some of the weapons programs at the labs. But as far as industry goes, it's usually around these experiments being too difficult to conduct or expensive. So for example, with the aircraft engines again, when we put an aircraft up on a rig and run a test, it takes months to set that up, millions of dollars to run the test, months to interpret the data that comes off of it. Whereas on a simulation, we could run many thousand of the similar kind of experiment. The problem with these simulations are listed here. Economics. Can we get access to machines that are big enough to run the problems that we have? Will the software that we need to run fit on those machines and our allocations? Can we believe the results of those simulations to replace what we were doing in physical modeling? And then the technology. Does the problem that we're trying to solve actually map onto the kinds of architectures that are being made available? Okay, so I would posit that even the mere pursuit of exascale drives benefits. As supercomputers have jumped from giga, peta, exa, and gotten better, the lessons learned have allowed a wider audience to adopt those kinds of architectures and made it affordable, and the capability to buy and operate those machines put in the hands of implementers and engineers. And these I talk about is the commoditization of terascale, and exascale being exciting because it'll create an abundance of petascale. The innovations, though, that are going to be necessary in order to do that include how to state the problem in a way that will fit on these machines, to ask the question, interpret the response from the computer, and then sift through that ocean of data and take some meaning from it. So as we survey the competitive threat from emerging markets, such as China, which was mentioned earlier, we recognize that we are sort of cursed by our own past successes. And we bring along with us what I refer to as legacy here. The past 20 to 40 years, we have developed a method of doing things, knowledge, experience, software, hardware, data processes, a culture around how products are developed. This does supply strengths, as shown here. We know what we can do. We know we can build an aircraft engine. We know it'll fly planes. But it also means that we have a bunch of engines that are up there, that we have this past way of doing things, and we need to continue to support those. The emerging markets are much more greenfield. And so they can immediately take advantage of the new state-of-the-art without having to support these past platforms. Additionally, many of them, the Chinese computer was mentioned. There's a cross-nation effort in Europe called PRACE, are driving public-private engagements and really stepping up the competitive landscape in this regard. Opportunities. There are forces, though, that can motivate changes to how we do things in this legacy. For example, new software is going to be necessary to do multi-physics modeling. We may have a really good solver for doing thermal and a really good one for doing mechanical, but the interaction of those two means we're going to have to do something new. And so it is an opportunity for us to break from the old way of doing things and embrace something new. Additionally, validation of models. The national labs are a great facility to have both physical and computational capabilities where we could create software and models that are able to give us a great deal of confidence in predicting what we would see in a physical experiment. So let me close with a few points. Simulation will be essential in many fields. Oops. The models we use are hungry for more computational power, and proliferation of terascale and the abundancy of petascale are going to be important. Emerging markets are more agile in adopting recent breakthroughs in computing. And I want to leave with an anecdote similar to what Tom described with the trucking example. So each year, $200 billion worth of fuel is consumed on GE Energy's products. With advanced computational modeling, it's not unreasonable to imagine a 10% overall efficiency improvement, which would create long-term savings of $20 billion per year for society on GE products alone. Carrying that across the whole industry, you would be saving over $100 billion per year and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 10%.